For years, the WHO thought that the pandemic treaty was inevitable. They thought that public resistance would eventually fade away, that citizens would never have the power to disrupt something so big. And yet, look where we are. Just days ago, governments failed to finalize the last piece of the treaty, the PAB's Annex. After years of negotiations, after missed deadlines, after pressure from people like you, they still failed to close the deal.
And now, behind me, the World Health Assembly is opening here in Geneva, with the WHO desperately trying to recover momentum and keep this process alive. And that's why Citizen Go is here on the ground outside the United Nations.
This was always supposed to happen quietly, behind closed doors, away from public attention.
But not anymore. This week, we track this process out of the shadows into the brightest possible spotlight.
From our protests outside the UN, to our campaigns all across the world, to our freedom bus circling the World Health Assembly, we come with one clear message: stop the pandemic treaty. And what they'd hoped would stay hidden is now being watched all across the world.
It's not about health. It's about building the global framework for the next pandemic crisis. More centralized controls, more coordinated restrictions, and more pressure on governments to fall in line.
The same kind of system that during COVID led to lockdowns, mandates, censorship, and emergency restrictions, now being built into a permanent global framework.
The WHO wants to arrive at this assembly with a completed treaty and a victory. Instead, they arrive divided, under pressure and unable to finish the deal.
But now comes the most dangerous part, because they are not giving up. Inside these buildings, unelected officials are discussing how they can impose these amendments anyway. They are hoping you aren't paying attention.
We cannot let that happen, because after this ongoing battle, one thing remains crystal clear: pressure works.
You helped to force delay after delay. You helped to expose this process. And you turned what they thought was a done deal into a global controversy.
And that only happened because you refused to stay silent. So before anything, thank you. Thank you for every signature.
For every share.
For every moment you stood with us in this fight. This fight is far from over. Together, we will stop this once and for all. So after days of extraordinary impact here with the Citizen Go team on the ground in Geneva, it has just been announced at the World Health Assembly today that there will be an extension, a formal extension of the negotiations of the pandemic treaty, which means our pressure is working. They are delayed yet again, and we will continue fighting until our individual freedoms are protected. Thank you for supporting us in this fight.